Welcome back. This time, I have a grand new enterprise full of synergy and high profit margins. It's called therapy. And, well, what's the easiest way to get rid of a fear? Exposure therapy. I started up by naming a very inconspicuous name, Rehabilitation Center, and built my first rocket, Exposure Therapy. And with that, we were ready to send our favorite pilot, Jebediah, to the stars, to conquer his fear of heights. Immediately unsure of which rocket was what, I blew up the bottom half of the rocket. No stress though, as the top still remained, and so did Jebediah. Look, he's loving it. Switching to Jebediah's perspective, I then, all of a sudden, remember, wait, how do I get out of Jebediah's perspective? Spamming buttons and mashing keys until, well, I finally figure it out, and because I've been pressing so many keys, I go into a downward spiral. Which I do manage to rectify. However, it was only at this point, 13,000 meters in the air, that I realized, oh, I forgot to put my parachute. And, predictably, let's say, Jebediah does not make it. Good riddance, Jebediah. You will not be missed. This is one of the few times I actually learned from my mistakes, and although Exposure Therapy Mark II went a lot higher than Mark I, it ended with, well, a much faster downward spiral, and fortunately Jebediah's brother also met the same fate. This time, for Mark III, I was slightly more careful, by making a smaller ship and adding science, so that it would actually be useful for it to be in the air, other than to traumatize Kerbins. I assigned Valentine, however, Bill, adamant as always, hopped on board instead. Oh Bill, you have no idea what you've signed yourself up for. Going a lot less far, this time I managed to collect some science. Bill, I'm glad you're having the time of your life. This time I deployed my chute prematurely, just to be sure. And, by some miracle, I managed to touch down on Kerbin with 0 injuries. You're welcome, Bin. This time, actually with Valentina aboard, I experimented with liquid fuel rockets, meaning I could control how much thrust I gave to my rocket. I named my rocket Iron Lung after the hit medical device. Liftoff went off smoothly, and Valentina couldn't be happier. This time, actually remembered to use decoupling links. I decoupled the front capsule and observe science, only to realize it doesn't give you more science for places you've already been. So, thank you, Valentina. This trip was useless. However, I did record the temperature and pressure, which did give me some points. I prematurely launched one of my parachutes, and then the other. I launched the main parachute, slowed to a snail's pace, and realized that I should probably cut one of the parachutes. Always a wonderful idea. And after an eternity, I finally landed down on Kerbin. After another success with the same ship, I decided it was time for a new ship, so I built Eternal Suffering, named after something everyone should strive to have. However, the first launch, let's say, wasn't the best. After definitely surviving the prior incident, I sent Valentina up in the rocket once again, slightly modified this time so she wouldn't burn in a cold corpse of space once again, or just the ground. The initial takeoff went well, with no obvious incidents except for that small little... Nah, don't worry about it, we didn't need him anyway. Valentina entered the upper atmosphere, something I had not done yet, and I was faced with another challenge: heat. Heat was starting to slowly impact my spaceship, as though it might actually break. And by a miracle, we're in orbit. A place where no therapy has gone before. I recorded my experiments and got a ton of science points. I re-entered the atmosphere. In a ball of fire, I came down. And by some miracle, I managed to survive the heat. The parachutes deployed as intended, and Valentina would live for another day yet. I'm sure that I've cured her of every single fear of heights. And to Valentina, you're alright. You're better than Jebediah. Both me and the voices appreciate you. To my one subscriber, I have no idea why you've chosen to subscribe to my channel, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and like if you want to, and I'll see you in the next video.